Welcome back to the Blacvolta Podcast. It's been an amazing weekend of entertainment and lifestyle in Ghana. We're just at the recent Telecel Ghana Music Awards where Kim Promise picked up the enviable award of Artist of the Year. We'd like to congratulate him on that particular award and we wish him all the best for the coming years. However, that's not the topic of discussion today. We are back on the Blacvolta Podcast. The series is Culture and Cash. And today we have non-arguably the biggest social media influencer, I'd say in Africa, but the internet chose to say it's in Ghana. We have the amazing Dulcie Boateng.
Why are you guys not clapping?
Welcome to the Blacvolta Podcast. It's been amazing. You guys, the story of how Dulcie got here is another podcast altogether. But guys, I'm going to leave that. You understand? When she leaves here, we're going to record it differently and I'll tell you how she got here. Yeah, that's a whole different story altogether. But anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Thank
you look amazing.
Thank you Thank you.
This has...
I'm not wearing makeup today.
You're not wearing makeup?
No.
You know, most times men can't tell.
Really? Are you guys serious?
Yeah, men, most of the time.
Stop
men,
it.
Yeah, I mean, I know women, it's really a big deal for them when
It is
comes
so.
to, yeah. But
it is fun.
Yeah, sometimes when my female friends, when they do their nails and they go like, haven't you seen my new nails?
But seriously, I haven't seen my nails though. I did my nails to come here.
Who did your nails?
It's this guy called Nail God. He's a guy, he's really
Nail
good.
God?
Yeah, this was his first time and he did really good.
You know the funny thing about Ghana and nail techs?
No.
Is it just Ghana that has more male nail techs than like females? You have a lot of men who do like hair and nails and stuff like that.
And when I think it just, when men start to do something and then they really, really like it, they do a fantastic job. Like they go all out. They don't half out. I don't even know one nail tech or hairstylist that is a man that is not good. They are good.
They're amazing.
They're fantastic.
Great stuff. All right, let's kick off the podcast. I don't even know where to start from. There's a lot, right?
Isn't it?
Actually, influencer of the year.
Stop.
Actually, it's crazy. Like, first of all, like behind the glitz and the glamour and everything in between. Let's get to know you. Right.
Oh my God.
Dulcie Boateng.
It's been a while somebody asked me that.
Yes, let's start from there. I want to start all the way from way back.
I thought you said that was a different podcast. So it can get lengthy.
Let's start from there. If you could walk us through your journey from... I think you grew up in Asylum Down.
I did. Look
us
at
through
you.
that.
You've done your research.
Walk us through that journey.
Asylum Down is far.
Yeah, so walk us through that journey from Asylum Down to Achimota. Just walk us through who is Dulcie Boateng? Like, tell us something we don't know.
Asylum Down.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up. I lived most of my life in Asylum Down, and I feel like that community is what shaped me. I lived with my mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncle, and my aunt, and then my siblings. And it was a compound house, so, there were other people as well who lived there, but yeah.
Oh, so you lived in a typical compound house?
Proper Ghana girl, proper Ghanaian upbringing. That's what I had.
Okay, and how many siblings do you have?
Right now, I have 3.
Okay.
No, we're 4.
Okay.
And now we are 3. So right now I have 2.
That's a lot of math in there.
It is. Right now I have 2 siblings.
And are you the firstborn or the lastborn, or are you the middle?
I'm the first, though.
You're the firstborn? I see. Okay. So you grew up in a typical compound house?
I did.
With your mom and your dad?
Yes,
okay.
Except, we were the landlords, but it was still a compound house.
Oh, okay. And your dad, you mentioned that he was...
Did I mention that I lived with him?
No, you didn't mention.
I didn't, though.
You didn't,
but I did. I lived with him. You say I forgot it. But yeah, my dad was there too.
Okay. Your dad too was there. Do you
he
have a
was
good
in the house.
relationship with your dad? Do you have a good relationship with your dad?
Do I have a good relationship with my father? He's there, Sha.
He's there, Sha.
He's there.
Okay.
He's somewhere.
Okay, so you grew up with your mom and then your dad.
Yeah, I grew
Okay.
up with both of them.
And I think you mentioned in one podcast that your mom was used to sew.
Yes,
And your
she
dad-
still does.
She still does.
Like, but now for herself. Like, she wears them to church and to outdoorings and to weddings. Like, she makes her own clothes. But then before, that was her profession. Like, that's what she learned to work with.
Okay. And your dad was
A joiner.
a joiner. So would you say both of them, what they did, shape, like, was that where your creativity started from? Would you say that the whole creative, would you say that's where you got your creativity from?
No, I think I got that from school.
Okay.
Yeah, that definitely came from school because it
What school was
wasn't
that?
from them. It will probably be Achimota.
Oh, you're an Akora?
I am an Akora, yes.
Okay.
Proper one. But it will probably be Achimota. I have always been very bubbly, very loud, extremely active since I was a child. I don't think you learn that. I think you're just that or you're not. So I've always been that. But Achimota really made me see the world in a different light. I realized there was money in Ghana.
In Achimota?
And I wasn't getting some, yes.
In Achimota? How did you see that?
The rich kids,
Okay.
they were a lot. And I felt like I'd been living under a rock before I went to that school. I've said it before. They opened my eyes and I said, I want to live like that. I have to live like that, except that my mom sews and my daddy is a joiner. And it wasn't looking very likely from that part of town. So I set out to make my own path. It's worked out quite well.
It has. Like, now that we'll get there. Okay,
Yeah.
so your hustle and your creative side started from Achimota when you realized that there were rich kids in the school. So why
Yes,
did you
as
have a
vain
friend?
as that sounds, that's what.
So do
actually
you have
happened.
friends that were much richer than you, or do you have a circle of friends that were, I
Are you
need to get
joking?
some of that?
Like 80% of the school was rich. They were like all from good homes. They were kids of ministers and presidents and lawyers and people in high places. And these things, I see them in movies. I didn't know that I thought everybody in the country was like me. Like, I legit thought all of us were living the same life. We're all in compound house. We are all living hand to mouth. We are all struggling to buy certain things. All of us want to travel. We don't have passports. Like, Jonathan, like, I really thought that was the life for everybody. And then I went to Achimota and I was like, oh, it's just me? It's just me?
It's just you.
Wow!
I see.
Wow. That is not fair at all, but,
And then you moved on to Wisconsin.
I
right?
did. And nobody knows the real reason I went to Wisconsin. When I was in Achimota, obviously you're in school with all these rich kids. And there's this thing about rich kids that they only like to hang out with other rich kids. You're not a rich kid. What saved me was my personality, honestly. I think I just used my personality to just brainwash people throughout secondary school because they don't think about the fact that you are not as affluent or you're not so wealthy or you're not from a very, great home, but you have a fantastic personality and you are popular. So, they'd want to hang out with you. But I saw how they treated the other kids that weren't from good homes that didn't really have anything to offer. And I was like, that is so mean. That is so mean. I mean, they're not doing it to me, but that is mean. That is really mean. So, I had a lot of rich friends, and then obviously you don't want them to feel, you don't want them to give you pity. You don't want them to look down on you. You don't want them to look at you and go like, oh, that poor girl. Her mother struggled to pay her school fees this semester. So, I didn't tell them that part of my life.
Yeah.
I just showed them who I was, like myself as Dulcie, without, delving too deep into my family's stories and stuff like that. Because, you'd be talking to one random person from your house and she's telling you that she's going to summer vacation in Ohio. And I'm like, oh, what's that? They're like, it's in the USA. And I'm like, Like, I'm supposed to know it. I don't know where Ohio is. I've never been to the US before. I know nothing. But then they're going to London for vacation. They're going to Barbados for some conference because their daddy is attending. And it was just like, that type of lifestyle is not something I've even dreamed of having because I didn't think it existed. But then I see that Ghanaians have that, and I'm a Ghanaian too. And so why can't I also have that kind of life? What's stopping me? And then, in that time, I realized that most of the people who had that kind of life, their parents had really great jobs. And then I said, I'm going to work to have that type of job that would fund this type of lifestyle because, my God, I want it. I want it so bad.
So you started working in Wisconsin?
I started working right after Achimota.
Okay.
I started working in Achimota, actually.
Okay.
Like the very first job I got, I was 14 years old. It was this small television station called Open TV, and they were now starting off. And they needed eloquent teenagers. And I had hosted a spelling bee when I was like 12, 13 years old. And so they had seen me on the spelling bee, and then they had reached out to me. And I was so excited. I'm like, this could be the beginning. This could be the beginning of my success.
Of the Ohio.
This could be my beginning. So I was so excited about it. And I went on to work with them. And it really helped me. Like, I wasn't shy of the camera. I wasn't scared to speak. I was very, bold with my opinions. It was like you gave me a platform to express myself, and I took it. It was a very short period, and it didn't really last because I had school and everything. But, that was the first time I got an actual job.
Okay. So then Wisconsin, what did you study in school?
Human resource management.
What? Human resource management. Are you using it now?
Absolutely not.
So
Absolutely
you
not.
read human resource.
Got out the window.
And how was your university time? Like, was it
So uni, for the most part of uni, I was working. I
looking for cash?
Yeah, so I barely slept. And these were not fancy jobs. Like, they were all nighttime jobs because obviously during the day I'm in school. So I worked at Epos.
You worked at Epo?
Yes, I've worked at Junction Mall before. Like, I was doing activations for Campari at the time. So Epo, Honeysuckle. I worked at Honeysuckle. I worked with Black. I think everybody knows that one. I worked with D Black.
What were you doing for D Black?
I was a bottle service girl. I used to hold the bottles. So when you buy a bottle, now come and dance. Hey, yeah. Thank you, Bomber, for buying. And I used to I always do my job with a lot of enthusiasm.
Were you getting tips?
Yes, that was the best part about the job.
How much were you making in terms of tips? Like,
hey, it wasn't plenty. Like, right now, if you think about it, it's not plenty. But that time, it was such a big deal to me because I remember there was this one time someone gave me 100 CD tip because he said my stomach was flat. I said, that day, I slept with... He was like, oh my God, your stomach is so flat. I'm like, really? Thanks. He's like, how'd you do it? I'm like, God is good. He's like, you know what? I like your stomach. Keep it up. 100 CDs. I said, hey, wow. Wow. Imagine someone giving you 100 CDs like just like that. And then you struggle to make that kind of money. And then somebody gives it to you with, like, they don't know you. They don't. Yeah. It felt really good. And then the tips kept coming. Like, every time, and I told you, I do my job with a lot of enthusiasm. So I serve the drink. And then they're like, you're so happy doing the job. Yeah, that's my job. Then, they put something like 20s and 50s and 100s and 200s.
Shout out to D Black.
Shout out to D Black. Yeah, biggest shout out to D Black.
Yeah. I think he's a huge part.
Every time there's some small controversy around, they don't add his name. They'll just slap his name on it, like butter on bread. They don't respect him. They just slap his name on it. I'm like, oh, Black, I stopped working for you 6 years ago, and then your name is still attached to mine.
So then you stopped. You ended that particular era that was working at Onyx.
Yeah, when I was in Wisconsin.
After that, did you work again?
Like, no, that was the last.
That was the last
employment phase.
And then you jumped
Black was my last employer.
And then you jumped into
Snapchat. Woo! Oh, that's my favorite thing in the world.
You say that again?
That's my favorite thing in the world.
What's that?
Snapchat.
Okay, tell us about how you jumped into Snapchat.
So I had actually been using Snapchat right after Achimota. And it's funny because one of my seniors in Achimota was the one who told me about the app. He told me about the app in 2013.
All the way back in 2013?
Yeah, when it was new.
Yeah.
And he said he feels like I'd enjoy the app because it's very interesting. And it's like, it's just for people that you know. Because it was like a very personal app, okay? It's for your friends, it's for your family. And I'm like, what makes you think I like it? He's like, I don't know, I think you like it. I'm like, okay. So I tried downloading it, but the phone I was using at the time did not support the app. Like, it was really a very backdated phone. So I downloaded the Snapchat, and when I downloaded it and I tried to open the app, then it turns upside down. So I couldn't take pictures, and I got frustrated. So I deleted it, and this was 2013. Now, 2014, my grandmother was sick. And I really, really wanted a new phone, like, badly.
Were you still in asylum down?
I was still in asylum down.
So all this whole time,
Yes.
you were still in asylum down. Okay.
My grandmother was really sick, and my mom had, put aside some money for her next hospital visit. And I went to her and I'm like, Mom, I really want to buy a phone. Like, I want a phone so badly. Like, the phone I'm using is not good. And she's like, okay. So she picks the money for me, and then she's like, when I get one, I should get one for David. And David is my little brother. I kid you not. If Ma gave me the money at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., I was at Circle. I didn't let her pass on it before she changes her mind. So my brother and I went to Circle, and at the time, the Android was really popping. I got myself a Motorola. That phone, when you turn it on, it says Droid. And my brother got a Nokia. And then we came home and we were just so excited about it. And then my mom comes into the room and she starts screaming that who has stolen Ma's hospital money. And I'm like, what? We've not stolen any money. She's like, where did we get the phone from? I'm like, Ma gave us money to go and buy a phone. Yeah. And my mom goes there and she's like, Ma, did you give them money to buy a phone? Which money? And she said, hospital money. My mother's like, are you joking? That's money for your hospital. Why are you giving it to these kids to go? And she's like, what will happen will happen. She's already tired. She doesn't want to go to hospital. So she has given that money. My mother was livid. She was so upset because, we were not rich. We were struggling. And the money was 800 cedis. So I used the 400 cedis to buy Motorola, and then David also used 400 cedis to buy the Nokia. My mom was angry because she really saved up for that money. And we used it to buy a phone.
And then you downloaded
My grandmother didn't care. She said she was tired already. She didn't want to go to the hospital anyway, so... That was the phone that downloaded the app.
Snapchat.
That phone.
And then that has been your success story.
Yeah, so people don't believe it all. But it's actually true.
So how do you grow your following?
So this will actually sound, I don't think I'm capping, but being authentic actually really sells. And that's what I did. So like I said, I wasn't from, I'm going to tell you the reason I went to Wisconsin. So at the time, obviously, I'm in Achimota. Like 90% of the people in my class went to Legon that year because Tech wasn't accepting applications because I think they said the school was too full or something like that. So if you wanted to go to Tech, you'd have to wait an extra year to go to school. And a lot of people didn't wait that extra year. And it was full because I think the year before, the people who graduated, they were Form 3s and Form 4s, and they all left school together. So everybody was going to Legon that year. And honestly, being in Achimota with the rich kids, it drained the hell out of me because, you can be sad about something at home and you can't talk to anyone about it because you don't want them to have pity on you. Yeah. Yes. And, with kids, they are very insensitive. One person can start a rumor and then it will spread throughout the school. And I didn't want that image for myself. Oh, the poor little girl, she's struggling in life. Like, I don't want that. You focus on my personality. Yeah. Don't think about what's going on in my house. So I felt trapped a lot of times, because I really wanted someone to talk to, but I couldn't trust anybody to, vent to. And I'm like, the reason I can't vent to them is because of the kind of, bubbly image I've created. I'm a happy girl. Yeah. I'm a fun girl.
You have no problems.
Yes, I don't have problems. So now I can't come and, tell you what's actually happening. Because at the time, my grandmother was sick. My mom was really struggling to pay her school fees. She was just in a hurry for me to hurry up and finish and leave that school because my chop box was chopping a lot of the money. And, they had to fill it up for me because I had one of the biggest chop boxes in the school. And I told my mom, I don't want to be in the school with an empty chop box because you're the ones who have done this huge thing for me. So make sure it's full. So, yeah, filling up that chop box was a lot. And filling up that chop box at the time, it cost 500 cedis to fill. Like if I wanted it full to the brim. And that was, a very difficult amount for them to raise. So I gave my mom a tough time.
Very tough.
She was always sad that I'll come home and I'll say, it's not enough. And I was very, very I want that. I know I'm not from rich home.
But you want it.
It's all these movies I've been watching. Mommy, I want this. Give it to me. I want it now. My mother can complain to my grandmother. She's disturbing my life. And my grandmother will tell her not to mind me. It's peer pressure that is doing me. She should forget about me. But,
Then how
my
did you
mom
go
is
to
my mom.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, so I didn't want to go to a school where I was going to meet all my classmates again, all my housemates again, and then I have to keep up with the appearance. I'm tired. So I said I'll go to Wisconsin. My father almost locked me up when I said that. Am I serious? That school is for shower people. Why am I...
Guys.
I'm good. I fell off it. He was serious.
He was serious.
Whoa. If I go to Wisconsin, I'll fail in life. Nothing good will come out. I want to become an usher. That's why I'm going to that school. The school is full of Nigerians. They'll teach me bad things. I said, Fifi, please. Let me think. I'll go to Wisconsin. You can't do anything about it. I went to Achimota for people. People say you want me to go to Achimota. I've gone there. That's not where I wanted to go. You know, when I got Achimota, I was actually praying that I'll get my second choice. Laboni. Because their school uniform was nice. I really didn't want to go to Motown. I didn't want to go to Motown at all, but my grandmother wanted me to go there so badly. Because all her sister's children went there, and then they said her kids died, so they didn't get to go to school. So she really, really wanted me to go to Achimota. So it wasn't my decision, it was theirs. I'm like, I've done one for you people. The next one is mine, please. But I want to put me in school with rich people. Now I'm frustrated. You want to come in, disturb my life. Wait, are we still recording?
Yeah, we're recording. We're recording. So, interesting story about your family, your personal life, and then your schooling. And then you jumped into the Snapchat wave. We'll get there. So I wanted to ask, what are the things that you struggle with personally that people don't see? I think you mentioned the fact that, I think back in school, you mentioned the fact that you needed to keep up appearances and stuff like that. But now that you're all over the internet, your whole life, your nails, like the hair and everything, what do you really, really struggle with that people really don't see?
I don't struggle with anything right now. Like, I literally don't have any problems, and it's crazy. Like, when you're watching a movie and everything is going on well, you just know that something bad might happen.
You're always waiting for something.
Like, I'm waiting for something bad because my life is so good. Like, it's not even a joke. And I feel like I deserve it because I've struggled. Like, my struggle phase is over. It's over. And that was years ago. I've worked for years to, be here in this space where I don't have any issues at all.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with my job, with my job, is public opinion. These people, they are so disrespectful. And when they have an opinion and they really have a narrative they want to push, they would push it really hard. So much so that even if you are telling your truth, you'd look like a liar. Do you know how many times I've looked like a liar even when I was telling the truth on this app? Just because the internet, has this perception about me.
About everything, so
as long as it's not affecting my bread, I don't really care because it doesn't affect my money.
Once it does not affecting your money, you don't, but you hear it.
Oh, I see it.
You see it, you hear it every single time. It doesn't affect you at all. It doesn't affect your work. It doesn't affect your mental health. It doesn't affect anything.
So you see, before I got into this social media thing, like, I was very much aware of what it was going to come with because I was very popular in Achimota, like extremely popular. I had to learn a lot of things the hard way. Those times I used to cry. I had a diary, dear diary.
Then the tears have the diary.
You see some dots on there. Dear diary, today my senior says she doesn't like me because I'm too loud. Diary, I want her to like me. What will I do? Dear diary, I don't have a school mother. Nobody wants me. Dear diary, dear diary. Dear diary.
So is that why you journal a lot?
Oh, yeah. I said somebody stole that book because when I left the school, I didn't leave with it. And I was so upset because I wrote my entire life every single day. I documented. If I find that book right now, I'm sure I'll laugh and cry because I was going through it. Like, I was going through it. I didn't understand why people didn't like me because I was just being myself. I'm like, you guys don't expect everybody to be quiet and laid back and demure. I was loud, I was bubbly, I was fun, I was outspoken. And apparently you're not supposed to be like that when you're in Form 1.
Yeah.
So my seniors really didn't like me at all. Because, you come to boarding house, you're supposed to be crying that you've left your family. I mean, I was happy. It was the first time I was away from home because they never let me go anywhere when I was growing up. Like, they never let me leave the house. I could not do sleepovers. I could not do those things. So boarding house was like my first time away from my family. Happiness wanted to wound me. Like, the day I got there and I saw people were crying, I said, why are these people crying? I didn't know how happy that they let their families. Yeah, I'm very happy. So I was very loud, I was very excited. I could tell that everybody was in a very solemn mood. I couldn't relate. But, I didn't know I was pissing them off by being happy. So people didn't like it. And I just garnered a lot of haters for myself.
Yeah. Coming to that, fame. I mean, you've gained so much fame, and you started when 20. This
On
whole
Snap,
Snapchat
2014.
2014. So it's almost 9 years.
11.
11 years. 11 years.
11 years on Snapchat.
Whew. So I know, like, fame can be so addictive, right? Like, it's and at the same time very isolating. In those 11 years, has there been one day that you've gone like, you know what, I want to step away from all this?
There has been.
There has been. Have there been days, or has there been a day?
Yeah, there was this one time where I actually wished that I had a normal job and I wasn't popular because it was so exhausting.
When was this?
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
They dragged me scatter. Yeah. They dragged me. Is it those old generators?
But I thought you said you had tough skin.
Oh, I thought I did. But I see that 2021, they didn't just touch me. They touched me and touched my entire family, touched my friends. Me, if you do me, I don't mind. Oh. Like, I'm used to being, the center of attention, the one that people target. I'm so used to it. Like, it's not news anymore. But when you touch people around me who aren't used to it, the way they react to it affects me because they might not be okay with it. They might not have tough skin. I don't know how they're going to handle it. I'm so scared that, it might drive them to do something silly because they are feeling a certain type of way. Me, I'm very strong mentally, but I can't say the same for everybody else.
Yeah.
So when you affect the people around me, you affect me.
Makes sense.
But me, you cannot get me like that.
So 2021 was like they dragged you through the mud.
1 month, 30 days straight, morning, afternoon, evening, no breaks. They didn't even take 1 day off.
And they said, what was it about?
It was my fault. This was my fault too. I deserved it, but they overdid it. Yeah. Do you understand? I was very affordable at the time.
Christ me, you are very what?
I was very affordable.
Christ me. How much do you charge now?
30,000.
For what?
Is the starting price for ambassadorial deals.
Ambassadorial deals. The starting
that's
price
the price
is
for small businesses.
For small business. You have categories.
Yes.
Okay, please get back to your story.
Okay. So I was very affordable at the time. Like, I'm telling you, I'm charging 500 cedis for a full ad. Imagine me charging 500 cedis for a full ad. People rushed me, and I couldn't handle the pressure. There were so many times I tried to tell them, I'm fully booked. I don't have space. But then people will send audios and they are crying, and then they are telling me that if I don't accept them, they won't be able to pay their school fees that month. Their mother is in hospital dying, and then they know, with me, they are going to be able to make the money to pay for the hospital bills. And there were reviews like that. Like, there were times that people would tell me, thank you so much for the ad. I made so and so 1,000 Ghana cedis, and I've been able to clear off my debt. So the reviews were very intense. People are reading these things, and then people are telling their friends, it's true because she did it for me. So every single month, the number of people trying to pay for ads, it was so high.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I could only do a certain number of ads in a month, and the number of people trying to pay were more than the people who actually get the slot. So demand was high.
It was high.
Demand was high, but I'm just one person. So I'm doing this for a year. Everything is fantastic. And then one particular year, I opened slots. So there was this thing I used to do every month. I open slots once a month. So just once a month, that's when you're able to get in. The thing is, the slots are only open for 1 minute. So I open slots at 12 a.m. 12:01, if you try to pay, you won't get in. So you have to pay at 12, because by 12:01, the slots will be full.
You open the slots for 1 minute?
Yes.
Okay.
So then the people who try to get in that 1 minute, the people who actually get in are the ones who get the slots. So people can actually go and do go and thank God and things. And Yeah, church that they got slots. It was crazy.
On Dulcie's
on
thing.
Dulcie Snap. It was wild. And then this is literally, you actually see it happen. Like, I actually show the people paying. The moment the slots are full, I announce it. You get so many people crying.
Hold on. Okay.
You get a ton of people crying, saying that they've tried for months, 6 months straight, they're not getting in. You have to do something for them. And I'm like, I'm sorry, the rules are rules.
Yeah.
So there's this particular month when I'm opening slots, I accidentally post 2 Momo numbers. I had no idea that I'd posted 2 numbers. I was at a party, but I'll never forget to open my slot. So 12 a.m., I'm like, you guys, slots are opened. 12:01. 12:01, slots are closed.
Yeah.
And then I get a call. One random snapper. She's like, Dulcie, I'm trying to send to their second number. That one too is not going. I'm like, I don't understand. Which second number are you talking about? She's like, you posted 2 numbers. And I'm like, no, I did not. She's like, yes, you did. I'm like, no, I did not. So I call my mom because the second number is obviously her number. I call my mom, I'm like, Mommy, can you check your Momo for me? Tell me how much is inside. She was asleep because it's 12 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm at a party. She's like, okay. She opens it and she's like, the account is full. I'm like, the account is full as in, like, there's money inside that money cannot come inside again. And she's like, yes, the account is full. And I check my phone and my account is full as well.
Full.
And I'm like, oh my God. Both accounts got full in 1 minute. That's how many people were trying to get in. And there were still people who were trying to pay that didn't get. And so I'm like, I come and make an announcement on my Snap. Like, guys, I'm so sorry. I accidentally posted 2 numbers. I have to refund everybody from that number. These people said, God forbid. We've been trying 4 months, 5 months, 6 months to get into a slot.
You would do it.
You must finish that thing by fire. And I try to let them understand.
You must finish the money.
I can't, please. I'm begging. Like, I'm literally begging people, texting them one by one. Because once you have done paying, you have to send your receipt. So when you send me the receipt and I see that you sent it to that other number, I'm like, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. We have to give you a number. Some people stop replying my message. They don't even want you to even have the conversation with them to come and send them their money back. And I tried. Like, at the end of the day, I think only 2 people took their money back. And that was a lot of people left for me to work on. And I started feeling overwhelmed. Like, the pressure fell on me.
Yeah.
And then, I panicked. Because I wake up in the morning and then the first thing on my mind is, how am I going to be able to finish all these people's ads? And it wasn't possible. I was piling ads. I was packing the ads. Thankfully, they were still effective. But then I was stressed.
Yeah.
And of course, I couldn't finish it.
You just broke down.
I did. I broke down heavily because I couldn't finish the ads. And, the people weren't putting pressure on me too. Like, they're just happy that they were able to get a slot. So, like, yes, because I was owing people. Yeah. Now, fast forward a few months later. So this happened in July. It didn't even check, right? This happened July 2020. Do you know when this thing came to bite me in my ass? October 2021. Now, those people from that month that I couldn't finish, I kept carrying them forward. A lot of them were also selling products that I had to use before I can advertise. Like, if it's clothes, I can just pick up the outfit. Once it's pretty, I'll just advertise it instantly. But if it's something like a weight gain product, I have to drink it.
You have to drink the weight gain.
I have to drink the weight and gain weight. Then inside that same
month...
I
have to drink the weight gain and gain weight.
Yes, because if I don't gain weight, who will come and buy? Then if it's a weight loss product, I have to use that weight loss, lose weight and come and show these people. So then imagine 1 month, you've gotten weight gain, you've gotten weight loss. Somebody come and give you hair growth. Somebody give you skin care. So, those particular ads, I didn't like taking them.
Because it was also
yes. Because every month, I can be using different weight gain products. I'm one person. And it gets exhausting. So some of those people in particular, their ads really keep long because you could wait for months before I even run the ad. Yeah. Some people were patient, some people weren't. Some people asked for a refund. And one of my policies was no refund.
Yeah.
So the only time I offered to give them refunds was when that thing happened and they didn't even want the money back. So now October 2021. I've just gotten back from Europe. I went to Maldives with my mom for her birthday in July. And then in August, I went to Europe with my friends. So we're back by September. Then October, this people got up and said, "Yes, our money you are using to chop life. You like bad." They saw me, The girl has not done her advert. She's in Europe doing balling shit. Okay, no problem. We went for a wedding in Nigeria. I was one of my friends getting married. We went for a wedding in Nigeria. And we had dressed up. We're looking cute. We thought we're looking cute. The internet said, hey, if we're not looking nice. So, the internet's like, you already know how they are. They are very judgmental when it comes to outfits. They just want to talk about how you're looking. We went to Nigeria. You know, Nigeria is a home for very high fashion.
Yeah.
And trust me, those girls did not come to play. Like, their outfits were eating down. We are going for normal wedding. Ghana, because when you go for wedding, you don't really dress too much. Something simple and nice and you go. But if you dress simple and nice in Nigeria, you will look like you wore out. So, we were put on blast because they're like, we're the only Ghanaians at the wedding and we were supposed to go and represent.
And you didn't represent.
We didn't represent. We're going to wear all these nasty things. Hey, what's easy? I'm used to those things. But then one of the people that actually post those things happened to be one of the people I've been advertising for. And mind you, I've advertised for this person for seven consecutive times. Like, she's one of the people, I don't know what magic she has been doing, but she always manages to get a slot. And she got a slot back to back 7 times.
Yeah.
So she also goes to post, like, the comments people are making. And my best friend sees it. And my best friend, she's a no-nonsense girl. Like, she's not calm and she's not, she'll give it to you right now. She's like, you this freaking hypocrite. If you even insult any of us, but not Dulcie, because she's the reason why your business is standing 10 toes down. She was angry because she's like, are you joking? I remember the first time this girl came to you to come and run an ad, like, she couldn't even afford to pay for the ad. There was someone that paid for her. And right now she's gotten so much money that she can pay you 7 times.
Yeah.
And she sits on the internet and talks trash about you. Even if this is how you feel, you don't come on the internet and talk about it. And I was like, oh, nah, it's nothing, And she's like, nah, it's not right. My best friend there, she's very hot-tempered also. Other than that, it doesn't matter. This thing is what started that 1 month. The girl got angry. So apparently, she had paid me for an ad, I think a month prior, and she didn't follow the rules. I had rules. If you paid before 12, I would not accept your payment. I would refund it because it has gone against the rules. The time is 12 a.m. It's not fair if you pay before 12. It's unfair to the people who actually wait till 12 and try to pay. So some people try to send money 11:59. They send money 11:58, like 2 minutes before. And she did that. And I was like, babes, you know the rules.
Yeah.
You've gone against the rules. I'm refunding this money. And like I said, when you're refunding them, they don't want the money. So then she's like, no, she doesn't want the money. I shouldn't do that. I'm your girl. I'm like, baby, I have to refund. It's the rules. So she tried, and I still didn't mind her. And then the next month, she paid again. So she didn't take that money back. When I wanted to give her the money back, she didn't take it. But she paid the next month. She actually got incorrect. Then the month after that, she got incorrect. So there was this 1 month that she tried, she didn't get it. And she was like, okay, but you owe me. From previous month, you owe me an ad. I'm like, I don't owe you an ad. I don't owe you an ad. I owe you money. She's like, no, you owe me an ad. I'm like, nah, I know what happened. You didn't pay on time. So you were supposed to get a refund. You didn't accept the refund. Now, what do you want me to do? So, it became a little banter between the two of us. Like, we were going back and forth because she wanted the ad. I wanted to give her the money. She wasn't interested in the money. She was interested in the ad. You didn't get a slot. She said it was her birthday month or something. I can't remember. Something of a sort. But she really wanted a slot and I didn't give it to her. So my best friend felt like that's what triggered her to go and post what she posted because she didn't get a slot that month.
Yeah.
Maybe you are acting bitter and then you want to go and release your stress.
On the online.
Yes. And right after my best friend said that, for the very first time since we started having that banter, this girl texts me and she's like, she wants the money back. But mind you, I'm in Nigeria. And I'm like, I cannot send you money from here. So here's what you're going to do. You can call MTN and tell MTN to reverse the transaction. If they call me and they don't get me, they'll give it back to you.
Yeah.
If they call me and they ask me, do I want to give the money back to you? I'll say yes. So just call MTN. The girl says she will not call MTN. She wants me to be the one to send it back to her. So she starts texting my mom. Like I told you, my mom's number was out there because I was using her number to run that. And my mother used to even run some of the ads. So my mother was also an influencer. She was actually running ads like steady, like proper demonstrative. She'd come and sit down and talk about the products for you and stuff. And she did it for fun because she was bored at home. So to her, that was like entertainment, or something to get her busy. So this girl starts texting my mom that your daughter has my money and I want it back. My mother was like, okay, but you didn't pay to me. You paid to my daughter. So why don't you deal with her directly? And she's like, I'm not in Ghana right now, so she wants her money back. My mother was like, okay, no problem. So my mother comes to tell me, and then I'm like, Mommy, just tell her that she should call MTN to reverse the money. Like, it's not that hard. Call MTN, they will give it back to you. The girl said, La ilah illa Lord. That one she will not do today. She will not do tomorrow. She doesn't want that. So she went online and she went to call me out. And the internet already doesn't like us. So whenever there's something like this, you get a lot of people supporting you.
Yeah.
Even if we are right, we are wrong because they don't like you.
Yeah.
So she goes on the internet and she's like, I'm owing her an ad and I don't want to give her a refund. And she texts my mom, can you imagine that a whole mother, the mother to open their mouth and say that she should call MTN. Come and see people. Oh my God, how can a mother say that? Like mother, like daughter. These people, crab doesn't give birth to bed. Or say bed doesn't give birth to crab. Some funny, those things. One person and then another person came and said that this girl that I paid her for ad last year.
Then everybody,
up till now. Then people was going to tell her, I know you've paid us for adverts. Has she done that? No. How many months has it been? Hey! It became, so then a group of, it was like a whole army of people just forming, people saying that they've paid me for ads and I haven't done it.
Yeah.
And then the people who had paid for ads now started panicking. The people who had paid for ads now started panicking, and then random people were just asking me for refunds. And that had never happened before. Like when your money's with me, you're not even scared that your money's with me because you know I will deliver.
Yeah.
And you know that you're going to multiply the money that you've put in. So it was crazy.
It was crazy. I'm sure it was like a bad time for you.
It was a terrible time for me.
So that's when you were like, you know what? I just want a normal job.
I wanted a normal job. I was exhausted. I couldn't eat. I would sleep and wake up threats. Wicked girl. So it was our money. And it wasn't just to me. They were sending threats to my brothers, my friends. At the end of the day, all my friends got pulled into the whole
thing.
Everybody was being dragged. Like, my best friend got dragged for not doing somebody's adverts. My other friends got dragged for taking someone's money and not doing adverts. See, it was so messy. And it was like, you influencers think that you can sit on our monies and not do anything. I'm like, oh, this is me. I got it for myself.
But it's okay.
It was crazy.
Yeah, but it's okay.
It's
okay. It's fine.
That was actually the beginning of my biggest influencing blessing. So you see me, I'm one of those people that knows how to turn lemons into lemonade. It has always been my biggest superpower. I take pride in it so much. Like I literally can look at a very bad situation and derive something positive from it and then make it big.
Yeah.
They dragged me for 1 month, non-stop. And it was so exhausting because they were dragging me, dragging my mother,
dragging your friends,
dragging my friends, dragging my brothers, and it was messy. Like anybody who I've ever tagged on my Snap collected some. Nobody was left out. And the insults were not, like I got to a point, it wasn't even about the ads anymore. They were insulting me, like me as a person, my personality, my life, my mom, my past. And then they started this whole thing where they said I had killed my sister. And then that's where I'm getting the money from. And I've done blood money. And I'm like, are you guys joking? Where, how do we go from adverts?
I think even up till now.
Yeah, they still say
They still say those things. That now it doesn't really affect you, right? So what did
it
you
has
say?
never
Like,
affected me.
Sister,
I know it's not true, so it doesn't
money.
really bother me like that. But they deviated from
The fact of
yes,
the
I mean, I
crux of the
thought this
matter.
was supposed to be a campaign for stop chopping small business money. So now we're talking about blood money and talking about my sister and talking about my mom, talking about my mommy's past. But see, it was bad. It was so bad and I was so exhausted. And I'm like, I felt like everybody was suffering because of me and they didn't deserve that. Like, and then you know what they said? They said this is the end of Dulcie's career because there's no way she's going to come out of this. They labeled me as a scam. They posted it everywhere. It was on Facebook, it was on Instagram. They were paying bloggers to repost it. So then that was what I became. Okay. A scammer, a liar, and a thief. And I'm just looking around and I'm like, I helped you people.
Yeah.
I grew your businesses.
And then this is what
and
you
then
get
this is
from,
how you pay me back. Okay, I know I was wrong for not doing your ads on time, but like I was really overwhelmed. So they arrested me.
They arrested you?
They arrested me. They called me to the police station, put me under arrest for taking people's monies and not doing the job on. I felt like a scam for real. And the policeman that was in charge of the case, like the policeman that I was supposed to be talking to, the one that's supposed to put me in handcuffs, you know, he called me. He put me to his office and he said I should sit down. I'm like, what is it? He's like, look at you. And I'm like, He's like, what are you doing here? And I'm looking at this man like, you know why I'm here? It is me. They reported me to you. You're asking what I'm doing here. I'm like, I'm here because I'm owing people.
Yeah.
He's like, how much are you owing people? He's asking me questions that he already knows the answers to.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm owing them 500 cedis. He said, okay. Do you do you look like the kind of person who should be in a police station because of 500 cedis? I said, no. He's like, do you know why you're here? I said, yes, because I'm. He said, no, it's because you're working for poor people. I said, He said, would you arrest somebody for taking 500 cedis from you? I said, no, 500 cedis is no money like that. He's like, exactly. You're working for poor people. People that 500 cedis is their everything. People have taken 500 cedis as loan. People have borrowed this 500 cedis. People cannot sleep without this 500 cedis. People that 500 cedis can actually change something in their life.
Yeah.
You've taken their money, you're hoarding it for 6 months, 1 year, and you want them to sleep.
Yeah.
They can't sleep. You are not the kind of value you give these people, for them to trust you so much to borrow money to come and give to you, for them to trust you so much to take these monies and put it in your hands for months, knowing that the return will be big. It means that you have so much value and you're giving it to the wrong people.
Yeah.
So change. I'm working for poor people and the poor people don't appreciate me. And the funny thing is, there were so many times that people offered me more money to do.
But you're trying to be the bigger person.
And I said, no. I started Dulcie for small businesses.
Yeah.
So if you give me big money and you block that path, I cannot help the people I actually set out to help.
Yeah.
I cannot be expensive.
Yeah.
So I declined money so many times. I went home.
So they let you out?
Oh, yeah, it was not, they didn't put me in handcuffs. They called it arrest, but they invited me to the police station. Anyway, that day, I decided that I did not want to be affordable anymore.
At all.
Because once I'm affordable, everybody can afford me and everybody will want me. And I need to be expensive in order to be able to do what I actually have to do.
Yeah.
The more expensive I am, the less people will be able to
get access to you.
Yes.
And stuff like
and
that.
So once that is done, I know the number of people who are going to pay me for ads will reduce and I can actually focus on doing the job.
Exactly. So
I went from 500 cedis to 10,000.
Straight?
Yes, and my best friend said I was crazy.
You went straight from
500 cedis to 10K.
Right after the arrest, right after they releasing you.
I told you, it started in October. It ended in November. And
you started from 500?
Yes.
To
10,000.
Straight. And what was the reception?
My darling, you see, I told you that people had been wanting to pay me big for some time, and I had been, no, I'm for the people. I can't do that because I love them. And the people I love, they show me shege. So I said, okay, bye. It was nice knowing all of you. I'm moving on to greener pastures. So the first brand that walked to me and said, we want you long term was Pizza Man, Chicken Man. And I told them I don't do long term. I do 24 hours. That's it. When the people showed me their shege, I said, Pizza Man, now I'm ready for the long term. Like, how much? I'm like, 10,000. He didn't even budge. He's like, okay. I'm like, okay. Like, you pay. He said, yeah, I'll pay. I'm like, okay. If you pay, then other people will pay. So Pizza Man paid. I think there was this woman who also paid. She sells, feminine hygiene stuff. And one other person. There were 3. And before, I didn't think anybody, I thought I was even going to get just one person. I told my best friend that, this thing I'm about to start, even if I get just one brand, I would advertise it with all my heart. So much so that the people watching would come and pay me. This advertisement thing didn't pick up in one day. It took me 3 years to be able to start opening slots in 1 minute for it to get sold out in 1 minute. So if I start this now, I know that in a few years, it'll be good. This was 2022, it was the beginning of 2022. So I made a decision end of 2021, December 2021.
That you are no longer
that I was no longer going to be affordable.
So now you charge 30,000 cedis.
Yes.
And on the average, how many clients do you have?
So I do between 5 to 8 a month.
You do 5 to 8?
But I try to keep it at 6 so that everybody can get value for money.
Okay, but around 5 to 6 clients, and then you do your other
the other
small
ones,
influencing and stuff like that. Amazing. Great. So guys, if you've been tuning in, we've been on the podcast with Ghana's biggest influencer, Dulcie Boateng, who has been, you've heard her story. I mean, from 2013 up till now, it's no small feat, guy. I mean, you guys don't just see her on Snapchat and go why are you charging this amount of money and why are you building homes? In fact, coming to the homes discussion, right? You bought your mom 2 Range Rovers.
I did.
And you built her a house.
That same 2021. That's why they finished me like that, you know.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that story.
What, the cars?
Yeah.
I just bought it.
You just decided to buy your mom two straight Range Rovers.
I didn't buy them together at the same time.
Okay.
I bought an Evoque for her first, and then later I bought her a Velar. I was just 1 year apart.
Okay. That 2021. I feel like a lot of things happened in
2021 was so chaotic. Yes.
How much was it?
It was expensive.
Very expensive.
It was okay.
Why do you do that?
What do I do? What?
Why did you decide to just buy your mom?
I stressed that woman when I was young. She deserves it. The first Range Rover was a Valentine's gift, and the second one was a birthday gift.
All in the space of how many years?
1 year.
1 year. And then you built yourself a mansion.
Yeah, 2 years prior.
I see. All from influencing.
Everything.
Every single thing.
Snapchat.
That Android phone.
That's Motorola. That's one Motorola, the 400 CD Motorola. You know how when the rich men are like, I started my business with 1 egg.
Yours, you started it with
400 CD phone. I started.
I see. So that's how the business went. Okay, great stuff. Okay, so then that means you built your mansion, you got yourself cars and stuff like. Started living a good life. Like, at what point in time did you feel like, wow,
2018.
I'm making money?
2018.
What happened?
I traveled to Singapore and I met this guy. Oh.
Okay, I think this is where let me pause and listen to the story. You met a guy.
I met a guy. He was so intelligent, and I just told him all my plans I had in life the first day I met him because he was so smart. Then he was like, we can actually work together.
Is he Asian?
No, he was Ghanaian. Anyway, we didn't work out, but he did something really small that, like I said, I know how to turn lemons into lemonade. He did something really small. Even though we didn't last, he gave me so many, he gave me things that I could work with. A lot of knowledge. He was a very intelligent person. I'm a sapiosexual. I'm attracted to intelligent men. Like, that's my biggest turn on. He was so smart. And everything he said made sense. And I carried it. And I applied it to my business.
So is that
and
your
there was an
secret,
instant change 1 month later. I was already selling. I started selling in 2017. And business was good. Business was fine. Like, I was doing okay because as a girl who was earning 400 CDs a month maximum to making thousands in a month, I felt like I had really given myself a very long gap. But then that 1 month changed everything for me. Like, my way of doing business, the strategies I was using, I changed everything because he told me how to sell. And he gave me, good pointers, and I applied it, and it worked.
So it's just knowledge?
Knowledge. A lot of people really undermine knowledge. They don't like to read. They don't like to...
Was he an influencer himself?
He wasn't. He wasn't. His occupation, I'm even shy to say.
What does he do?
He was a fraud boy.
Okay.
They are smart too. That's why they're able to do what they do. No?
Okay, so you met a fraud boy in Singapore.
Hey, don't say it's like that. See, I said what? I did. But he was a very smart one.
Okay, so you met...
But he didn't tell me he was doing fraud though. He didn't say it's like that. He packaged it for me.
Okay.
Later, I found out it was fraud, but he said he was into cryptocurrency.
Okay.
He was, but he was doing fraud.
Okay. And then he taught you all the things. He gave you business knowledge that you applied in your particular business, which changed your...
He did.
You moved your business from 400 cities to 30,000 cities.
Yeah.
A particular
You can call it like that.
So 2018 was the birth of...
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
How
were you taking it? I mean, like, you're living...
It felt good. It was the first time I was completely and absolutely independent. I had never experienced financial independence before. And my God, it felt so good that I could go somewhere and buy something and not look at the price tag or not wonder who was going to pay for it because I could afford it. I could travel because I wanted to. I could buy stuff because I wanted to. And everybody kept on asking why I didn't have a car. It's because I didn't know how to drive. I didn't have a car. I didn't know how to drive. And the fact that I knew I could buy a car felt so good. But like, I don't know how to drive, but like, there's no need for me to buy a car. And then I was like, you know what? Just because I don't know how to drive doesn't mean my mom doesn't know how to drive. I might as well just buy her a car. A lot of people don't know, but the first car I bought for my mom was an Elantra. And that's 2018. Yeah. And I bought this car I bought this car 3 months after I met that guy. We had broken up. The relationship did not last though. I think the relationship lasted like 2 months, but it left a very good lasting impact on me. So my mom could drive, and at the time I started building my house. So she had to be commuting to the land to go and be checking up on it for me because I was working. And she'd always come and complain about how disrespectful the taxi drivers are, or how disrespectful Uber drivers are, and how difficult it is to like get a car sometimes. And I was just listening to all the complaints. I'm like, no, this woman, she didn't start to tell me she wants a car, but whatever. So I bought her one. I bought her an Elantra. And that was the very first car my mom ever owned. She was so happy about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And everybody's like, you bought your mom a car when you don't have a car yourself. And I thought it was normal. But then people really made it seem like, oh my God, wow, that is so sweet of you. I'm like, why wouldn't you do that for your mom? Wouldn't you do that? Because it's something I didn't think twice about it. Mom needs a car, mom gets a car. I didn't have to think about it too much. So yeah, I got her the car and I remember when I got the car, I was 20, but when the car came, I was 21. So I got the car when I was 20, 21. I was building my house. I was 22 when I was done. And we moved in.
There was how many bedrooms?
4.
A 4-bedroom house at the age of 20 through influencing.
22.
At 22 at the age of...
Yeah, so I released it on my 22nd birthday. So I built it at 21, but I posted it on my 22nd birthday. Hi, from me to me. No more. My caption was, no more rent.
Amazing story, Dulcie Boateng. We love it. Let's move on. Then moving on from 2022 to 2025, it's just been growth upon growth.
Every single
year. And then you decided to, and then let's talk about Poriel's pitch. Your baby.
Baby.
Your baby Poriel's pitch. You had done an event before that, right?
Yes, I had.
What was it called?
It was called Blacvolta.
Okay.
It wasn't just mine. I had a partner. We fell out. So,
okay.
Yeah. Separated.
And then Poriel's pitch. What was Poriel's pitch? Was it a money grab, or was it like genuinely something that you wanted to do for yourself?
So after the separation, I really didn't want to do anything of the sorts anymore. But my Poriel said they weren't going to have it. If I'm not going to do it for myself, if I don't want to do it because of me, then I should do it because of them. And my friends were in full support. They were angry that I said I didn't want to do anything like that anymore. I'm like, am I crazy? Like, it's a great initiative. We help businesses by doing this. A lot of businesses thrive on this. A lot of businesses are excited about this every year because they know that is the one time that they know they're going to like sell out on their product. So I better not say I don't want to do it. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. So I have this friend, her name is Sheila Kajumba. She's in Uganda. She calls me, she's like...
Shout out Sheila! that's so if you don't know, Sheila is one of the biggest influencers in East Africa. So shout out to her.
She's fantastic. She calls me and, she followed the entire drama that came with that friendship breakup. And she calls me and she's like, Dulcie, I know you. She has this accent. Dulcie, I know you, and I know you don't want to do this thing. But you are a fantastic girl. You are a star. You are a force to work on. I'm like, Sheila, please. Now is not the time. She's like, listen, Dulcie. Listen to me, please. I need you to do this program. You need to do it, Dulcie. What you do is amazing. And I feel like nobody can do it like you. Don't give up. I said, Sheila, let me think, please. And then she's like, if you don't do this, you'll be sleeping on yourself. You're actually going to sit down and let a little breakup stop you from doing what you're destined to do. She made it so dramatic. I'm like, Sheila, you have heard you, no problem. And she started torturing me. Like, Sheila would literally call every single day. Are you thinking about it? Are you doing it? When is it happening? I'm like, Sheila, I'll do it. You know, just get off my back. I'll do it. And then my friends started making preparations towards the event. We didn't have a name. We didn't have nothing. Started making preparations towards the event. Like, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. I'm just looking at their face like, something I said I don't want to do. They didn't mind me. They started, like, having meetings on the phone. Okay, so the next one, this is the location we're going to do. I'm like, what are we even going to call this thing? We don't have a name. And the name I gave to the previous event, like the name just rolls off your tongue. It's very sweet. It's very nice. Like, do you know what it would take? Do you know what name can beat that? Like, that name was very nice. And I came up with that name on my own. And now I have to do it again. My friends tried to come up with a lot of names, and none of the names were like sitting right with me. I said, I don't like it. It's not sweet. It doesn't sound juicy. I don't like it. Best friend's like, what are you going to do? You have to call it something. You cannot just call it A. Like, you have to call it something. I'm like, okay. So I went to bed one night and I was like, damn, I really wish I'll get a name for this thing. And I really wish it would be like a very nice name, but it would be so difficult to give it a name that would be so sweet. And I sleep and I wake up and I got the name. I called my best friend. I was like, nah, I've got the name. She said, what's it going to call? What are you going to call it? I said, Poreal Speech. She's like, where'd you get that from? I said, I slept and I dreamt about it. She's like, the name came to you in a dream. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I like it. I'm like, good, I like it too. We've got the name. So I started calling my friends. I'm like, we've got the name.
That's how just Poreal
Yeah,
Speech
I dreamt about it.
And you've done it for 2 years continuous.
Is it?
Is it 2 years?
1 year.
You did the first one, right?
2024.
And then you did this particular one.
Yeah, so it's been a year.
It's been super amazing, taking Ghana by storm. And let's talk about that. Did you really make 600,000 CDs in 2 minutes?
I did. I actually made more than that.
So now I feel like I believe it with the story you've told that you open your Poreal Speech for 1 minute.
That's a funny thing. People don't know that I started opening slots in 2020. So this slot opening, the people who remember from that time, they weren't about to slack and not get in.
So what happened? You opened it?
I opened the slots. I gave them a time. Like the same way I told them 12 a.m., open and pay. This time, I think it was 8 a.m. that we opened the slots. And yeah, it was 600,000 in 2 minutes.
600,000 CDs in 2 minutes. Amazing stuff. That's pure influence. Amazing stuff. And then, I think the event went well.
It did.
As always, every event has a bit of backlashes. I'm sure you've read online.
I've seen, pa.
You've seen. You want to respond to some of those things?
Like which ones? Like which ones?
So people who said they didn't get value from the Poreal Speech, do you think? What do you say about
that? With our first Poreal Speech, 100% success. The one mishap that we got was an external issue, and it was from FDA. This year, I said I didn't want any of that happening, and I rectified all of that. The criteria for selection was super strict. I involved FDA, I involved GRA. I wanted the governmental bodies to be part of it so that you don't feel like we are fighting against you. You are with us. I did everything in my power to make sure that this year's Poreal Speech was going to be bigger and better than last year's Poreal Speech. And it was bigger. The turn-up was, I believe, like twice the size of last year's crowd. We had more vendors. And funny enough, the vendors made more money. Now, the people that were actually affected were those that needed electricity. That's where I faltered. And it's sad because out of all the things I thought would have given me issues, I didn't think electricity was going to be the problem. Electricity and tents. And I was so upset. It ruined my day completely because that is the basic, most basic thing. Literally, that's what the Poreals are paying for, the tents. So imagine getting to Poreal Speech, you know that you've paid for a tent and you get there and then they're telling you that your tent is not here, or you are coming to sell food and the electricity is not working. I was upset. I was so angry. And I couldn't do anything. And that's what I don't like. Not being, like, it wasn't in my, I couldn't even fix it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And I don't like having issues where I can't fix. I like to I put in so much
much.
time, effort, and energy into this year's Boreal pitch. So for that to be the problem, it affected me greatly. So because of, obviously there were some vendors that were greatly affected by the electricity issue and the tent issue. Believe you me, these vendors were not up to 15. I had 150 vendors.
150 vendors.
150 vendors. The vendors that were affected by electricity were not up to 15. The vendors that were happy that they made money were over 100. That is more than 80% of my success rate. But one thing I've noticed about Ghanaians is that they love to ride on negativity. And that is the country's biggest problem. They don't know it.
Yeah.
But that is why we are failing to move forward. Over 100 vendors left Boreal's pitch, with thousands of CDs, excited, happy, thankful. Of course, there were people that didn't make as much because they faced issues that couldn't be controlled. But then people forgot. They didn't even want to talk about the people who made the money.
They just talked
They
about...
said, hey, you people have once paid 6,000 cities. Have you seen?
Have you gotten your
The girl
money?
have chopped your bottles.
You got a lot of brand deals.
I did.
How did that come out? Like, just mention one. And like how did you navigate that? We saw APSA on it.
Yeah, APSA was our lead sponsor.
Yeah, was our lead sponsor. Like, so is it that they had? How did the meeting go? Like, was it that they trusted you or they trusted the brand?
This year, I told you, I went really crazy with the organization for Boreal's page. Like, I really wanted bigger, better, everything. I had a team that was navigating all of this for me. I just had to sit back, and then they would go and pull the strings. They would go and do the meetings. They would go and negotiate the terms and conditions. And then they just have to bring me. Now, believe you me, most of these brands told me that other people had brought a proposal in Boreal's pitch's name and they couldn't produce me. So then they're like, okay, if you are really working with Dulcie, bring her. And they can't bring me because I'm not working with them, which is crazy. I didn't know that people were going to be giving people proposals in my name. But my team managed to take me to, and they just wanted to make sure that, okay, we are actually working with Dulcie because apparently reaching me is very difficult. So,
how many Snapchats do you have?
5.
And how many phone numbers do you have?
Oh, 1.
You have 5 Snapchats.
That's one number. I have I have an American number. I have some 1 or 2. I don't really, the Boreal pitch number 2 is there, but they are not you can't call me and get me on those numbers. I have 1 number that you can call me on, and it's not easy reaching me, I've heard. So most of these brands like to go through people to get through to me. And my team, they'll pick your call. They'll actually attend to you. If you were dealing with me directly, I'm not sure I would have even gotten one sponsor because I won't pick calls. But my team was fantastic. They did a fantastic job. ISEL, they did a really good job doing all of this. And my brother was on the team as well. So he was like my representative. Yeah.
Okay. Great stuff. Great stuff. Okay. So let's I think we've spoken about business. I want to ask, let's go a bit deep. Has there been any time where you just felt like you just lost control of your brand?
No.
As Dulcie, never.
Mm-mm.
You have a very strong will. Like, I feel there's a lot of energy and passion around what you, and self-belief in your particular brand, which you don't see a lot when it comes to people within the creative economy.
Really?
Where do you get that from? I mean, you pass off more like a Nigerian than a Ghanaian with the kind of passion and self-belief that you have. Do you get it from anywhere, or it's just
maybe probably being a firstborn?
Yeah. And the lifestyle that you and the life that you had growing up from asylum.
Well, I really, really wanted something good for myself, and I wasn't going to stop until I got it.
Okay. Do you ever feel alone?
No.
With all the glitz and glamour?
No, my mom doesn't leave me alone. She understands. My mom is actually very soft. So when she sees these things, she's worried, and she's like, "How is my baby going to handle this?" And then she comes to me, and the person that they're talking about, I'm asleep, I've opened my nose, I'm on the bed, and she's like, "What is wrong with you? Like, how are you how are you so strong? I'm like, Mama, these are people just like us. Honestly, their opinions don't matter. They'll say it, they'll go and sleep, they'll go and eat. They've said something about you, you're coming to dwell on it and cry. What? Like, it's not going to do anything for you. And most of the time, when people say these things, they say it, then they move on to the next thing in their life. For all you know, their own lives have issues that they've not finished dealing with. And they come on the internet, come and judge you for your little one. And you are not my person. I can't take opinions of people who I don't know personally. Like, I don't know you. You don't matter to me. So why should I be angry or be affected, or like, why should I worry myself over people I don't know?
Yeah,
Like, I think that's crazy.
Makes sense. Okay. Let's talk about love.
Hey,
Let's talk about
Hey,
love.
Black.
Let's talk about, romantic relationships in the influencer space. It's always hidden.
Hey, what's all this around?
It's always hidden. So we want to ask the big question. You understand? Are you? We saw a couple of flowers some days back. So is Dulcie dating anyone? First of all, have you dated anyone in the same space before? This influencer space?
No, I haven't dated an influencer. I can't date an influencer.
Okay. But are you dating right now? Are you single? Are you searching?
Like, my leg is inside one, and another one is out. So I'm meant to like this, right?
Okay, so there's someone in the picture, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And has there been a time where you've had to choose between love and your job?
Hey, I choose my job all the time. I've chosen since I'm tired. That's why the relationship don't last.
Are they able to deal with your fame?
No. I had a boyfriend at one point that would tell me I have to close at 7 p.m. because I'd work till late. And he's like, no, after 7, it's boyfriend time. Like, you need to have time for me. And it affected my work so much because my customers that are active after 7 p.m. couldn't get me. I was offline and I was doing relationship goals. And honestly, he liked it because now, okay, she has time for me, but I hated it so much because I felt like he was making me choose him over my job. And he was like, what about me? I'm choosing my job over you. I'm like, that's your problem. That's you doing that. But me, man, I have a bright future ahead of me. I cannot.
So it's always going to be your career. Is it
Maybe
always...
when I grow up.
But for now,
It's my career.
It's your career.
Like, I'm too focused to let anything distract me. Men are wicked. All of you are wicked. I've been reading stories. It's not pretty out there.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty out there.
I have to be on guard.
Anyway, you online, you look like you live a very perfect life.
Do I?
Everyone sees Dulcie, and Dulcie is traveling and doing... And I feel like a lot of young girls and a lot of people aspire to be like you. I mean, you've changed the content creating space. You've changed the name influencing. You can't mention influencing with that. Do you feel like you're creating unrealistic expectations for the young people, the young girls that are coming up? Or are you just living your life?
Dear young girls, it's possible. See the life I'm living. I know a lot of you think I'm doing things behind the scenes. I'm not doing anything. They just want you to believe that it's not possible to become everything you've dreamed of. Because I'm not doing anything. I'm really just going on the internet and saying, hi guys, swipe up. And then money is coming in and you can do it too. Don't let anybody deceive you that to be a woman making money in the industry, you have to be doing things. I always encourage the girls on my Snap to not even sleep with people for money. I encourage them not to do anything silly that they might regret in the future because you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going to be in a few years, and then something you did in your past will come and bite you in the ass. So don't do it. And don't mind the men trying to make you feel like without them, you'll be nothing. You can be a girl CEO. You can become good on your own. And don't let anything distract you. The things I post is to let you know that a joiner's daughter managed to remove herself from a stereotypical family where if you're not from a good home, you have to continue the tradition. Me, I said I like money and I would get it. And I did. And I said I was going to do it my own way. And I did. And I said I wasn't going to steal to get it. And I did. I said I wasn't going to sleep with anyone to get it. And I did. And I'm so proud of myself. And if I can do it, you can too. Don't look at these things and think it's pressure. I worked very hard to get here. I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor. I'm just enjoying it very early. So it looks very flashy because you might probably expect me to start doing this when I'm 40. But I've been living in my entire 20s. So, man, I've lived.
You've lived.
I've lived, and I'm so glad
I like the way
that
you
I
say that
have.
you've really lived. Yeah, you're living there.
But it's my
the
money that I'm
Ghanaian
living
dream.
with. It's my money I'm living with, you know.
So
If
what's
a man
next?
comes in, it's a bonus.
What's next for Dulcie though? I mean, you've done right now. You're making, you're cashing. I mean, at this point, I just feel like money is. So let me ask you this question. I mean, everybody wants money and stuff like that. Now that you have it, is it? Was
It's
it what?
everything they say it is. It's amazing. Don't let anyone deceive you. It's sweet over here, Papa. It's sweet. It's sweet. Hey,
What?
they'll make you feel like once you have money, there's something else behind it. People who have money are not really happy like that. You know, they also have their own issues. Baby, I don't have any issue. I can't even try and pretend like I have issues.
You don't
I
have problems. You don't have any
I
problems.
don't. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm not. Like, I don't even know what I want again, honestly. My friends struggle to buy me birthday gifts because what are we buying for you? What else? Like, what can we give you that you don't already have? And honestly, I can't even answer. Like, when somebody asks me, what do you want? I got the best birthday gift from someone like a few days ago, and it came to me as a big surprise. It was so shocking because people don't usually give stuff like that as a birthday gift because it doesn't make any sense even. My mom was shocked, my brothers were shocked, and then my mom is like, you know what? You deserve it. Like, it's really hard to get you a gift. So if this person has done this for you as a birthday gift, then it's because there's nothing else to give.
What was the gift?
It's a huge gift. I didn't post it.
What's the gift?
Can't say it.
No, it's the Blacvolta Podcast.
No,
You
if I
need
say
to
it, it'll
see
be such a big deal. No, scatter me on this internet.
no. We wanna hear it. We're not leaving till you.
But
say
I'm gonna whisper it in your ear.
Yeah,
but you cannot say it.
No, I won't say it.
Promise.
I trust
Pinky
you.
swear.
Pinky.
I promise. Do you hear it? I don't trust all of you.
Hey, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Okay, we end the podcast here. So that we can go and fund. We need to go and fund our podcast. But guys, don't worry. You guys know the Blacvolta Podcast. We are porals. Our porals are more important than Dulcie. So we'll give you all the gist.
Hey, you not. You promised me.
I promise. But what's next for Dulcie and your whole business? Are you moving into tech, into what are you?
Okay, so I've been doing this influencing thing for a while, and I've noticed a lot of women owning businesses now, a large number of businesses, and it's so beautiful to see because when I started, I could count the number of girls that owned businesses on Snapchat. Right now, I can't even count them. Like, every corner you pass, somebody's doing adverts for her business somewhere, but they're making a lot of mistakes. They're making a lot of mistakes that they shouldn't be making, and I don't even think they realize that they're making mistakes because I've done it. I've been there. I've done that, and I want to teach people that they can make money from this internet without doing certain things. Like, anybody you see on the internet making money, if the person is not from a rich home, you automatically think that they're either sleeping with a man or they're doing something malicious in the back. And unfortunately, we've had situations where somebody has come out to say they're hardworking and then later, you know, it's found out that they were doing illegal things. So they always tag me to those things. Like, hey, we've heard this before. If you like, your own will come. I'm like,
Your own will come
my own
very
will come
soon.
sing. I know I'm not doing anything. So when they say these things, it's funny. I laugh. I actually find it very entertaining. Like, I enjoy seeing some of these things because it's crazy. Ghanaians, I'm sorry, but Ghanaians are very shallow-minded. They can't see the vision. You guys can see that people outside Ghana are making bastard money from the internet.
Bastard
But
money.
you don't think it's possible for your own Ghanaian person to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You don't know how to utilize your numbers. I've seen people with millions of followers and they're still struggling. I'm like,
So what's next for Dulcie in your journey? Are you expanding your business? Are you going on a educational tour? Like, what is actually the next 5 years? How does that look for you?
marketing.
When you say
The
marketing,
biggest marketing agency you'd ever see. I said it here first. I'm going to do it.
the biggest. Say that again.
The biggest marketing agency you'd ever see.
Great stuff. That's it.
That's it.
That's
I'm
it.
going to do it.
You are.
Yeah, people are not utilizing their numbers. And it's making me sad. Like, I'm seeing people with millions of followers, and I'm like, you are not translating this into cash. You're sitting on a mine. You are sitting on it comfortably, and you're living hand to mouth. So then, the funny thing is that people will go check my TikTok or my Instagram, and they're like, her followers are not that crazy for her to be making this much money. Like, it's you are the one that doesn't have sense. You don't know how to turn your numbers into money, but I do. When I built that house, I had only 3,000 views on Snapchat. By the time I was done with that house, my views were like 6,000.
So it's not
I
really
know
a
how
view-
to turn numbers into
you
money.
know how to do
A
it.
lot of people think about growing numbers without growing with the numbers, and that's their biggest mistake. You just think about growing your numbers in the sense that you are looking for things that will go viral. You're looking for things that people just see and then watch and then, hey, it's funny. Or you want to drag people on the internet and you want to grow like that and you think you would make money. People are not stupid, though. You might think you're entertaining them, and then at the long run, they are only interested in what you are putting on that social media platform, not you. So you see, my 3,000 is not your 3,000. My 3,000, they are watching me because of what I have to offer. They are watching me because I bring value into their lives. Your 3,000, they are watching you for memes. And you want to compare that 3,000 to my 3,000. My 3,000 can make me hundreds of thousands of CDs. Your 3,000 can't give you one CD.
Yeah. Influence, marketing.
Something's stuck in my mouth.
What's that?
My lip- No.
Great stuff. As we wind down on the conversation, what I want to ask you, aside you and the people within your social circle, who is that one influencer who, like, you really look, or which brand or which social media influencer is really killing it right now for you outside of your own circle?
In Ghana?
Yes. I want you to pick up one social media person that you feel like, you know what, this person's really, really doing an amazing job at what they do. I mean, we know you're the biggest influencer in Ghana.
No, a
but
couple of them are actually doing very well.
Yeah.
A couple of them are doing very, very well. The ones that have been able to utilize their numbers wisely, I'd have to say Amabel and yeah, she's the one who has really been able to utilize her numbers wisely. Sarah Lawson, fantastic. That girl is fantastic. Who else? Numbers to money. This girl who cooks, Chef Abby's, fantastic. Yeah.
I like that you mentioned all of them are female.
Yes, now. The boys are sleeping.
They're sleeping, yeah, they are sleeping. Anyway, as we wind down on the conversation, it's been great having you on the Blacvolta Podcast. What are your last words to everyone who's watching you from home? You've been an inspiration to a lot of people within the country. What are your last words to them, Dulcie?
Don't mind people. Everybody has things to say. Focus on yourself and grow and glow, baby. Because if you listen to people on God, you die early. They are so toxic. They are so toxic.
But anyway, it's been amazing on the Blacvolta Podcast. Thank you so much for having come on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed this.
Great being on the Blacvolta Podcast. As you know, subscribe to the Blacvolta Podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms on Blacvolta. Tune into our YouTube, which is Blacvolta Entertainment. And when we come back to you next time on the business of entertainment on the Blacvolta Podcast, it's peace out.